I want to talk to you today about the fight for your future. We all have things that come against us in life. People that aren't fair, a sickness that won't seem to go away, or a setback in our finances. Sometimes it was no fault of our own. We were born into difficulties, parents that weren't around, depression and addictions that keep getting passed down. We wonder, why am I having this opposition? Why was I raised in an unhealthy childhood? Why did this company let me go after all these years? It's because there's something in you that the enemy's trying to stop. Those bad breaks were not random. You weren't just unlucky. Those were strategic attacks. If the enemy wasn't threatened by you, he wouldn't be trying to hold you back. If he couldn't see greatness in you, he wouldn't waste his time bringing those challenges. When you gave your life to Christ, God marked you. He said, "You're mine." He put that crown of favor on your head. And that's great, but the challenge is you became a target to the enemy. He knows you're destined to take new ground. He knows God has favored you to leave your mark. So he's going to work overtime to try to stop you. Many times the enemy knows who we are even before we realize who we are. When David was a teenager working out in the shepherd's fields, he seemed as ordinary as can be. He didn't have a significant position, taking care of his father's sheep. He didn't come from wealth and influence. They were a low-income family. Nothing about David that stood out. Why did his father leave him in the shepherd's fields when Samuel came to anoint one of the sons as the next king? It was no big deal to bring him in. Why did he disrespect David and look down on him like that? When David took lunch to his brothers when they were in the army, why did his oldest brother belittle David and make fun of him? Why was he jealous? David wasn't intimidating. Didn't seem like he was any threat to them. But the enemy can see things in you that you may not see in yourself. David saw himself as ordinary, but even the enemy knew he was a giant killer. He knew he was a history maker. That's why he came against David so strongly. Many of the difficulties you faced, things that didn't make sense, opposition that came out of nowhere, people that turned on you, it's because there's a giant killer in you. There's a history maker. You may not be able to see it yet, but even the enemy can see there's greatness in you. Have a new perspective. Those difficulties are a sign something amazing is in your future.